Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ, February 21, 2011, and it's 12 minutes after midnight in Birmingham, Alabama. Topic: why we are going to hell in a handbasket. Should be simple enough. So let's talk about unrest in general. We kind of always expect to see this thing happen in Arab countries. Not as much, but we expect it. Especially through Iran, and of course back in Iraq, and on and off with Yemen, and but when you get into Syria and Lebanon, there's always sparks flying there. Because they're just galls them that Israel is just existing. In fact, all of them, but those two are the ones that Israel kind of kicked out. Get off my land, and they got off. And but then you have Libya. You have Gaddafi. He's a nut. Always has been. I mean, when they had the thing here in America, he wanted to set up a tent on the White House grounds. I guess they let him. I don't know. But Obama would do anything to please these guys. Kiss all the butts he wants, or he needs to. At least he kisses rings and fingers. We do know that. But anyway, why the unrest? And just prior to this, you heard about all the unrest that was going on in the Eastern Bloc countries. And we're talking about Russia. And, back years back in my school days, Poland was trying to pull out of Russians' grips. And Germany, you had the wall up, the Iron Curtain. And, you just had social unrest in these countries for a long time. But it was the guerrillas that were fighting against the power of Russia. In other words, they wanted to break out, get out on their own, be free from Russian influence. And that's been going on as long as I remember. But at the I've just never expected this much, so many places right now, today. And but what is more alarming? Well, first, let me go back a little bit. What bothers me are the countries that had treaties with with Israel, that have fallen recently. And Turkey gave up without firing a shot, and they just dropped their treaty. It looks like even with America. Egypt fought hard, Mubarak, and what can he do? He just took off wherever he went to, and he's okay. He's got about $40 billion in his pocket. But the countries that are being attacked and aren't only the countries that stand with Israel, but it's like they don't know a color, they don't know a neighbor, they don't know their own cousins, their own kin. It's Arab against Arab. Like I've always said, they're idiots over there. And in Russia, always trying to, with an iron fist, rule the countries that they've been. Romania, Prague, Czechoslovakia, just all these countries over there, Bosnia, all these countries that's been under their iron fist so many years. They're breaking away. But how long are they going to be free from that? They want to be capitalist societies, not socialist. They just don't want to be. And I thought with Reagan that things may really change, but they may have just for a little while. And people had just a little taste of freedom. And maybe this is why that we're being hammered on so hard, because the taste of freedom felt good for a lot of people. And they have Ahmadinejad. He's an idiot. He is a wired idiot. Total. Monkey on steroids. He's an idiot. Um, and he is the one stirring up all this mess in the Middle East. But it's for the Imam. Got to remember that. The 12th Imam. He's a nutcase. But what bothers me at least as much as what Arab countries bother me is Wisconsin, our country. It's come to our shores. And Wisconsin is just the first. California is broke, dead broke. And so are many other countries, or states, I'm sorry. But Wisconsin, you guys go back to your house. All you're doing is creating problems. And what's wrong with this whole picture? This country is doing just as Obama planned it. It's going just the way the administration wants it to go. It worked out. He drained our storage bins. We're now running on empty. And what is the next step? Borrow from the government. Then they want something. So y'all just remember, when you are selling everything you have to pay for food, after the government takes everything else from you and raise the price of everything, then they have you. Read the Bible. Go back to the days when this was done to the Jews. The Jews had great places and ended up selling their own selves for food because of the Roman Empire. But let me tell you why it is coming with on every corner. Mexico going crazy. The Middle East, Arab countries just going crazy. Russia getting fired up. China getting fired up. Korea getting fired up. I tell you why. That's easy. Chaos. Chaos comes, and so does a peacemaker. His name is unknown. His title is the Antichrist. So you know it as well as I know it. Chaos has to come. And when it's here, it feeds the Antichrist, and then he will just come in on a welcome mat. Y'all think about it. Jody Wolf exposed.